The simple fact that the owner came out and said, this is not the player I wanted. Shedeur is not my pick. That alone, that tells you all you need to know.
I'm committed to his development. We'll continue to focus on getting our guys better. And that's what we'll stay committed to, and that's what's important to me.
He would have more say-so.
Me, personally, I don't think he would want to carry for a quarterback because as long as Shedeur Sanders is on that team, there are going to be questions, Hoosh.
There's going to be questions as soon as they start losing.
This is the kind of story that can flip a franchise and shake a locker room to the core. A young quarterback, a head coach under fire, a fan base that feels betrayed. If you care about this team and this player, lock in. Like and subscribe, and if you love Shedeur, then comment SS 100%. We're going all the way in. No sugarcoating, no excuses, only what happened, why it matters, and what comes next.
His hands are tied.
He's the coach. He don't have no say over the final 53.
He hasn't had enough success. If he had more success as a coach and with that team, he would have more say-so.
Me, personally, I don't think he would want to carry for a quarterback because as long as Shedeur Sanders is on that team, there are going to be questions, Hoosh.
There's going to be questions as soon as they start losing. As soon as they start losing, Flacco going to the bench, and because honestly, I believe they really wanted Kenny Pickett to be the starter. Kenny Pickett just couldn't stay healthy. I know that for a fact. I was told that by somebody that's in that building.
Kevin Stefanski says he does not worry about outside noise. He says he is committed to development. He says he is committed to his rookies. He says the focus is getting guys better. He says that is what is important to him. Those were his words when the heat first hit his headset. Calm words, corporate words. But words do not win trust, choices do. On the field, the choices told a different story. You did not give this man a fighting chance to compete. That is the charge. He went into a gunfight with 2 knives. He will lose that every time. You waived Tyler Huntley right after that game. So what good did the 2-minute drive do for him? Would Shedeur not have benefited more from that work? That is what fans asked all week. They say the coach waved the white flag on his own rookie. They say he surrendered momentum when it mattered most. The pressure is not just on the headset. It is on the whole building. After the game, the offensive line that had been on the field with Shedeur was waived. Some players had their contracts terminated. The backlash went nuclear. The coach had to step to the mic and explain why the kid's playing time got cut. The question was clean. Why pull him before the crucial 2-minute rush drive? Many believe that exact spot would have suited a young quarterback. Live reps, fast reads, real pressure, a chance to grow right in front of us. Stefanski did not look calm. He did not sound sure. The pressure felt real. The plan with Shedeur backfired fast. He said he brought in Snoop Huntley for the last 2 minutes to get him tuned up. That was the line. Get Snoop tuned. It did not land. The explanation felt thin. The tone felt shaky. The sideline felt colder than it should for a rookie you claim to believe in. Let us be straight. Tyler Snoop Huntley was an emergency signing. He stepped in when the injuries piled up. He was a body to fill a gap, a pro who can run an offense in a pinch. He was not a lock to make this roster. Yet the coach pulled Shedeur to hand those snaps to Snoop. The tone of his voice told on him. He sounded boxed in by his own choice. The moment felt like it was spiraling, and it was spiraling around the one player this city wanted to see. Reporters pressed again. Why not keep Shedeur in for the 2-minute? Why take him out at that exact moment? The answer came back, nothing more than we decided to give Snoop that work. Nothing more. That is not what people wanted to hear. That is not what the locker room wants to hear when you are talking about development. That is not how you earn a huddle. Then TJ Houshmandzadeh lit the fuse. He did not hold back. He said in all his time around the league, he has never seen a coach who did not want a player to succeed. He said it looks personal. He said the bias is obvious. He warned that if this is true, then the pressure to fire Kevin Stefanski will only grow. Fans will say it. Shedeur is our quarterback. He should start week 1. They did not want that to happen. That was his message. That was his read on the body language. He said the coach looks like a man who thinks he is about to lose his job. And this is not a one-time thing. Houshmandzadeh pointed back to the first preseason game. He said Shedeur played clean ball. He said the kid was flawless, but the coach refused to praise him. No juice, no credit, no he exceeded expectations, no the kid balled out, nothing. Stefanski kept it bland and distant. We are developing all the quarterbacks. That is what he said. Now after this mess, you want people to think the kid is the problem, that the coaches were right and the rookie was wrong? It feels like a setup. It feels like they wanted him to fail so they can justify a plan they already had. You could feel that vibe from the first night. A standout performance and no flowers. Vague talk about development and next steps. No specific praise. No clear path for the kid. It made people think the coach was not invested in seeing Shedeur Shedeur succeed in Cleveland. Now the heat is on him. The same coach who seemed ready to push the kid out is the one in danger. He is backpedaling. He is now saying he will work on developing Shedeur. That is a sudden shift. That tells you he feels the crowd at his back. It is not just fans yelling into the ether. Journalists and analysts are calling this out. A creator named Ooh weighed in with a sharp take. He said the lineup around Shedeur was not roster worthy. He said the coach placed the rookie with players who would not make the team. He said that is a setup for failure. He said even Tom Brady would struggle with that cast. You put a young quarterback behind a line that is on the way out and ask him to survive, you should expect a storm, not a sunrise. Ooh also brought up the extra eligibility year from the COVID season. He talked about the depth chart getting stretched and the talent gap in the bottom groups. He pulled up his chat, he checked his phone, he asked if they thought the coach took a shot. The chat lit up, they said yes, they said he took a shot at the kid. Then Ooh kept going, he warned that the critics who are paid by the Browns would call Shedeur a failure. He said they would label him a fifth-string quarterback. He said they would push that label and ignore the context. He said they would skip the truth about the setup. He argued this was part of an effort to bring the kid down, tear him apart, miss the real reasons, miss the roster around him, miss the timing, miss the calls. Ooh was spot on about the setup, but he was wrong about one thing. He said the coach and the team would get away with it. That is not what is happening. Fans are pushing hard to sack Kevin Stefanski. They call it discrimination against Shedeur Sanders. They are loud. They are organized. They are not letting this slide. Skip Bayless jumped in next. He slammed the Browns for how they handled the kid. He called it the worst way to manage a young player. He said this is a pattern, not a one-time mistake. He said Shedeur has not been given the chances or the support he needs to thrive. He said the team is piling pressure on the kid and making it harder for him to breathe. He did not hold back. He said he is outraged. He said he is sickened. He said he is saddened by how Shedeur is treated by those sorry-ass Browns and sorry-ass Kevin Stefanski. That is the level of heat now. Look at how this has unfolded and tell me this is not a setup. Stephen A. Smith said it from the jump. When Shedeur got his first preseason start, he said the Browns were setting him up for failure. That sounded hot at the time. It looks surgical now. The kid did not get meaningful team reps. The play calling was questionable. The situations were not tailored to his strengths. The 2-minute was taken away. The context was trash. Stack that up and you get struggle by design. Not by talent, not by effort, by design. G. Bush added another angle. He said Shedeur was never the true priority for the Browns. He said the kid went the extra mile, he arrived early, he stayed late, he put in the extra work, he wanted to prove himself the hard way, but the coach did not want him to succeed. That was the read. Fans felt the same. They are now calling for Kevin Stefanski to step down. They are not whispering, they are yelling. They say when they are at practice, Shedeur Sanders is not the priority. They say his effort is real. They say the support is not. So where are we? The situation is white hot. The treatment of Shedeur under Kevin Stefanski has sparked a real storm. What looked like a promising shot turned into a pattern of mismanagement. The same flaws keep showing up. TJ Hushmanzada saw it, Who saw it, Skip Bayless saw it, G. Bush saw it. People who do not agree on much agree on this. Lack of meaningful support. Lack of praise when it was earned. Questionable game day choices. Pulling him in a moment built for growth. Putting him behind a line that got waived right after. And when he struggled, they framed it as his fault. They ignored what was around him. The pressure on Stefanski is undeniable now. Fans want accountability. Analysts want accountability. The focus is on leadership and vision. How do the Browns develop talent? How do they steward a young quarterback? Do they recognize the mistake and correct the approach? Do they rebuild the plan around Shedeur? Do they give him real reps, real protection, real chances? Or does the kid become another name in a broken system? That is the fear. That is the question.
The clock is running and the stadium is watching. Here's what a real path would look like. You commit to the player. You give him the 2-minute. You tailor the script to his strengths. Move the pocket. Speed the reads. Protect the edges. You stack confidence. You coach hard but you coach fair. You keep the message consistent on the mic and in the room. If you pull him, you explain why. You own it. You do not hide behind bland lines. You do not bury him with fringe personnel and call it development. This is also about the room. Players feel this stuff. Body language is a language. When a coach looks shook in front of the cameras, the room picks that up. When a rookie plays clean and gets no praise, the room hears that too. When the 2-minute gets pulled and handed to a temporary body, the room connects the dots. Players talk. Agents talk. Executives listen. Owners track the temperature. That is how jobs get lost. That is how trust gets broken. This is about the fan base as well. Cleveland knows football. They know when a kid gets a fair shake and when he does not. They know what a 2-minute can do for a young quarterback. It teaches command. It teaches clock. It teaches courage. Every snap is a test. Every read is a decision. Every completion is a step forward. You took that step away. You took it and gave it to a player who might not be here in a few weeks. That is why the town is hot. And do not forget the optics of the line. The offensive line that worked with Shedeur was waived after the game. Some contracts were terminated. That is the group you put in front of your rookie. That is the help he got. That is the context he had to survive. Then you let the narrative paint him as the problem. That does not sit right. Not with the tape, not with the fans, not with the people who played this game. Now the coach is backpedaling. He is saying he will develop the kid. He is saying the right words now. The words sound different with the heat turned up, but words only matter if the choices match. If the kid gets real reps, if the plan fits his strengths, if the staff stands behind him in public and in private, if the room feels the belief, that is how you turn it around. That is the only way. Make no mistake. The pressure is on Kevin Stefanski. It is on every morning he walks into the building. It is on every time he walks to a podium. It is on every practice rep and every preseason snap. He can own the mistakes and fix the plan. Or he can dig in and watch the noise become a roar. The league moves fast. The calendar is not kind. The window to fix this is open right now. It will not stay open for long. So what do you think about the tension around Kevin Stefanski and his treatment of Shedeur Sanders? Was this poor judgment or is there something deeper in play? How do you feel about the pressure he faces now with fans and analysts calling for accountability? Was Shedeur set up to fail or were there other factors involved? Should Stefanski step down or is there still a road for him to earn back trust and build the right plan? Drop your thoughts below. Like and subscribe, and if you love Shedeur then comment SS 100%. Your voice matters here. Your voice will be heard.